Oh, is 2020 almost over yet? Okay, we're here with another installment of COFOH Live Undead. I'm your host, Daniel Crosier, and I'm here with Theresa Mercado from Screen Screen. Oh, man! You have something on my face. Oh, how you doing, Teresa?
919, can you hear me? Copy?
Oh, I can hear you just fine. Over.
Perfect, over, fantastic. How are you doing today, Daniel?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Pretty good, hanging in there, just trucking along.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, what? How can you truck around when everybody's in quarantine?
We'll save that one for off the CB. We'll keep that one offline.
You're essential personnel.
Exactly.
Teresa, you've been curating Screen for quite a while now, and with quarantine and everything, you've had to like so many people pivot and bring awesome content to people at home. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Screen is normally at the C Film Center, home of the Denver Film Society, in more regular times. But, right now we don't really know when theaters will be able to reopen safely. So trying to keep Screen going and keep us all watching horror movies and keep spirits up. So just adapting to our new lifestyle as best I can with, keeping going, doing remote screenings.
Yeah.
And we had the first Screen remote actually mini marathon in May, which was called Screen Presents Don't. And it was for don't movies, kind of making fun of all the things we don't need to be doing right now.
Right.
And that was a full day, 8-hour marathon plus musical guest. And it was a great time. We had people tune in from all over the country, even a couple people from Sweden and the UK, which was cool. So I think it gives Screen a really fun opportunity to open it up to folks outside of Denver, which is, awesome. And we can still have camaraderie and banter and costumes and guests from the safety of home.
That's cool. Yeah, I remember the marathon. I was able to participate in it. I think I only made it through like the first 2 movies or so, but it was so cool because it was films I wouldn't normally get to see.
And those are more or less the films I try to choose. Definitely do some mainstream stuff, sometimes classics that we all love, but I feel strongly about trying to show lesser seen stuff and weird stuff and that stuff that's not as accessible, that's not playing at every midnight program, every Saturday night.
Nice. And to follow up, you've got a double feature coming up this Friday, right?
Yes, very, very excited. So this coming Friday, July 31st, will be Screen Presents On the Road Again. And
awesome.
I can't wait to get on the road again and watch more movies and have some semblance of normalcy. So I had done a series in February called Hell on Wheels. This will be a little continuation of that. So we will be doing 2 more films that center around automotive terror. So we are going to start the double feature with 2001's Joyride, directed by John Dahl. And very excited to have the co-writer of Joyride, Clay Tarver, will be joining us for a live Q&A. Nice. That will be happening at 9 p.m. sharp. through, I think you have the link to the Facebook or the YouTube or something there.
Yeah.
And then the second film will be The Cars That Ate Paris from 1974, Peter Weir's directorial debut.
Oh, I didn't realize Peter Weir directed that.
Yeah, so it's his very first movie before he did Picnic at Hanging Rock. And if for those people that aren't familiar, he's an Australian filmmaker, probably most famous for kind of being a part of the Australian New Wave film movement, and then became a huge mainstream mega director. He did probably one of my mainstream more favorites of his, Truman Show. I think a lot of people have seen. He did Dead Poets Society. But his early films are great, super weird, and really established his style that people were receptive to and started getting him really big jobs in Hollywood.
Nice. That man, that's fantastic. So with Friday and everything, there's a lot of kind of having to traverse the web, and there's a schedule and everything on the event page. Yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, traversing the web is a good way to put it, which, I'm not an incredibly tech savvy person either, but ever since our lives have changed with COVID, I have kind of adapted, as have you, to honestly just all the opportunities that are out there with streaming and with Zoom and with all the different StreamYard and all the different programs out there. So the Dome Marathon, I thought worked really well, but learned a lot of what works and what doesn't work. So this time around, we will be starting the marathon on Friday at 6:45 Mountain Standard Time by going to the Denver Film Society YouTube channel. Okay. And then we'll kick things off with some trailers, just like you're at the regular movie theater. Then I will be giving a little intro to the first film and the double feature. And then what we're going to do is, if people want to watch simultaneously, which is what makes it fun, is we will be watching Joyride. It is available on Amazon Prime, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, and Vudu to rent or buy. I believe it's like $4 if you want to rent it. So nothing too crazy. We'll watch the movie, and then we will come back for a little intermission. Got some fun intermission programming ready for everybody too. And then at 9 p.m. sharp Mountain Standard Time, on that same YouTube, that's where the intermission is as well. Yeah. And then we'll start the live Q&A with Clay Tarver there. Nice. And then I'll have a little outro and then intro to the second film, all on there. And then The Cars That Ate Paris is available on the Criterion Channel streaming service, which I realize is a subscription-based service, but they are offering a 14-day free trial. So there's no limitation if you can't. If you're not already a subscriber, or you don't have to pay anything for that one. Just do that 14-day free trial. So really, nice. All of the additional content, intros, and Q&A will be on that YouTube channel through the Denver Film page. And then the two movies are on the places that I just said.
I like your little workarounds. If you don't have a subscription.
Yeah, I definitely, want the movies to be accessible to people. I know a lot of people aren't working right now. I know money is tough and everything is challenging already. Unfortunately, I would have liked Joyride to be free also, but it is a rent or buy situation. But really, if you kind of look at it, you'll be getting 2 films and a live Q&A and some other fun stuff for $4 if you rent the first movie. So I do also encourage people, if they are able to have any flexibility, to make a small donation to the C Film Center, to the Denver Film Society. Who knows when they'll be able to reopen, and we definitely want that to happen for them sooner than later. So anyone that's able to donate can do so through the denverfilm.org website.
Yeah, that's great. And they're I think, is it with the donation, you get there's a care package too? I think there's like a $25 care package or something. I should know that. And I am so sorry. I don't know if there's a care package involved, but I will definitely ask them that and know before Friday. Oh, yeah. I thought there was like a package of like $25, get X amount of things plus candy. So. We could be talking 2 different things. Sorry. They are doing, every Friday, I think from 3 to 7 for $25, you can get a popcorn with real butter, couple of movie candies,
either a
Yeah.
bottle of wine or a 6-pack of beer and a tote bag, all for $25. And you can go to the theater to do that safely, wear a mask, credit cards only, social distancing, all the rules we're used to. But yeah, they're definitely offering that this coming Friday. So you can stock up on movie caliber snacks before the double feature.
And that's a great way to support your favorite local theater, like the C Center, because as you mentioned before, they're struggling. Everybody's struggling. Nobody can really go to the movies and participate in that close quarters screening of new films that you've curated.
Right.
So yeah, the best way to do that, go out there, spend a little money, stop by the C Center, pick up that $25 package, and go home and hang out for Theresa's Scream Screen.
And they use real butter.
Oh, nice. My stomach will appreciate that. My love handles, not so much. That's cool. Sorry. So that's all going to be Friday, and then is this going to be something that you're going to continue to curate online, at least until we get back into a physical venue?
Absolutely. So always kind of looking ahead. Last one, like I said, was in May, hoping maybe to do something every other month or so.
Okay.
Also working with the C Film Center and their creative director, Keith Garcia, who I also work with on Scream Screen, and is a good friend. And we used to do a horror series and a genre series together called Channel Z 5 or so years ago. So he and I have already been kind of talking about looking ahead to some fun stuff. Definitely with October coming too, it's going to be really painful not being able to do screen in the theater and just not being able to go see horror movies. That's like October tradition. So we are definitely thinking ahead and looking ahead to the next thing and keeping Screen going and some other horror programming. What exactly that looks like, we will be determining, but the remote screenings are great and it's safe. And I think it's easy for a lot of people to do, hopefully. And the Denver Film just also launched their remote digital platform through Eventive. So also really excited to hopefully start utilizing that technology sooner than later.
Nice. And for Friday, and also Keith is awesome. He, I've known him maybe about 10 years, and I think through the C Center at one point, and then through Alamo Draft House. I think when both of you were both hosting content over there, and then back here again.
Yep.
He's always been an amazing force in the film community.
Absolutely. Keith's an amazing programmer. He has exquisite and wide-ranging taste. He's a filmmaker himself, so definitely excited for him to get back in a little more programming once there's that capacity to do so, which hopefully is through that new platform with those guys.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Theresa, since you've been in staying at home doing the quarantine thing, except for your truck driving job. What new shows and what new films have you discovered?
So some of my taste isn't as sophisticated as you might think by my horror programming. I like to watch a lot of garbage and trash. I'm a big fan of Gordon Ramsay and anything that he puts out. You donkey! I love screaming at people. It just really makes me feel better about myself. We watch a lot of Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares in this household.
That's awesome.
To admit. We have also we started just dabbling into the new What We Do in the Shadows series, which is fantastic. Big fan of the movie, and that is fun. We actually just started watching that last night.
Nice.
A lot of movies always. I think the most recent film I've watched, and I'm going to try not to butcher the name, was Mother Joan. Mother Joan of the Angels, which was 1961 black and white Polish movie. We also watch a lot of, higher taste art films in this house.
Oh,
We're not watching Gordon Ramsay scream at people. It's
you got to
great.
balance things out.
Yeah, exactly. Got to use the lowbrow and highbrow part of our personalities and brains. But Mother Joan of the Angels was probably the last film we watched a couple nights ago. It's amazing. If you're familiar with Ken Russell's film, The Devils, it is basically kind of that same story of a priest sent to help a convent of nuns who have basically lost their faith and gone on a sexual rampage of debauchery.
Oh, okay.
It is fantastic. I would almost even call it the sequel to The Devils because it kind of starts where The Devils left off. But if you're into blasphemous films or Polish films or
As we all are.
nuns going crazy, nuns off the rails, then it's a beautiful, magnificent, dark, fucked up film. It was great.
Nice.
I've also been watching the Joyride trilogy. I love Joyride.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm showing that, but had never seen part 2 or part 3. So figured I should probably watch those in case there's any fans that come at me with questions. But I don't think there will be after watching. So don't worry about catching up on those.
Yeah, the sequels were like direct-to-DVD releases, right?
Yeah, they were, non-theatrical release. And
right.
I don't want to say too much negative. Clay Tarver co-wrote the first one. He did not co-write the second or third one, just in case somebody says, that girl that's interviewing you was just bashing them. But they're straight-to-video releases. They're silly. They're very gory and very outrageous. And
okay.
But if you don't have time to watch the second or third one before Friday, don't worry.
Yeah.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah. There's a lot of those, direct to DVD sequels. The things that come to mind are usually like the past number 2 is, the Critters films. Yeah. So 3 on just, or any of the Ghoulie movies, even the theatrical released one.
I'll skip those, the Critters and the Ghoulies. Seeing the first ones, I'm probably good on 10 through 14.
Yeah. I remember I saw Joyride when it first came out, I think on DVD, years ago. What was that, 2001, I think?
2001, correct.
Yeah, and then, but I've never seen, the Cars at 8 Paris. So that's the one I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the lesser seen films. Again, Peter Weir's first film. It was actually introduced to me by a gentleman named Patrick Brown, who works at Twist and Shout, which is one of Denver's best record and general media stores. That's where I try to buy most of my movies, DVDs, Blu-rays. He has impeccable taste and is always kind of turning me on to new stuff and weird stuff and things I thought I was a completist on that of course I wasn't. And he had turned me on to that film when I was doing the Hell on Wheels series.
Okay.
And it's a pretty pricey DVD if you can even find it. It's a Criterion release, and he has like an insider eye and found me a DVD of it, and I was so excited. And it's just great. It's a bizarre horror, black comedy, weird film about, not a spoiler, about a small town called Paris, not France, but in Australia, where the townsfolk are sabotaging drivers and stealing their tires and their hubcaps and their clothes and everything. And that is the system in which their economy is based, is basically murdering and then robbing people that are passing through the town.
Nice. It definitely sounds in the vein of like the world of George Miller, the Mad Max.
So that's interesting you say that. There are definitely very Mad Max inspired, or vice versa. Forgive me, I don't remember right off the bat which year Mad Max was. If it was before or after this, I think a little after. But there's definitely a lot of vehicles in the Cars at 8 Paris that are very Mad Max, homemade, chopped up, super post-apocalyptic vehicles. And in the more recent Mad Max Thunder Road remake, whatever you want to call that, there is a specific vehicle in there that was directly taken from the Cars That Eat Paris. So when you watch that, keep an eye for that car. You'll recognize it right off the bat.
Yeah, I think I recognize it just from the promo images you were posting.
It's on the poster, so yes, that car is like, oh, that was in Thunder Road, but actually, it was from the Cars That Ate Paris.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a little trip through time. Do you know? Is it the same car?
I can't imagine that it would be the same car. I think it's a modern retake on it, but that's a good question. I wonder what happened to the original car. I'm sure it's in some dump or junkyard, decades of rot. If it even still exists, it probably went to the crusher. Those kind of things, especially when it's an unknown director's first film. Stuff like that, set pieces, props, that kind of stuff just really isn't saved. Unfortunately, it just gets trashed or reused. But you never know either. Is every first-time director going to become, oh, well, in 20 years, he's going to direct Dead Poets Society? It's like, you don't know. There's a lot of first-time directors that are last-time directors, and they're not going to save all that stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like a lot of these careers too. You've got guys like George Miller and Peter Weir that are doing these post-apocalyptic, outrageous, nutso, turbo-energized films. And then they go to do these dramatic pieces and family films and stuff. Right.
It's at the end of the day, it's still, I think very few directors have the luxury to be so inclusive in their work where they are writing, they are directing, and they get to solely choose their material. I mean, a lot of directors, it's a job, and you kind of have to take work that you're offered. You are maybe brought on with a specific script that you didn't write. And that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes that leads you to huge blockbusters. Sometimes it pigeonholes you. But either way, I would think you want to be working consistently. And you don't always have that creative freedom to stay making those weird movies. Nor you may not want to. You want to, move up into directing big Hollywood movies, right?
Right. It's just depends on where you want to go, and maybe if you're a work for hire gun, great, more power to you.
Absolutely.
But it looks like we got a couple comments. Brian Bonner says hi in his own ghost emoji way, and Dave calls you the Denver's own priestess of horror.
Oh, God bless him. Thank you, Dave.
So, man, it sounds absolutely amazing. And the one thing too is, it keeps that community together online. Since we can't go and meet up in person at the moment, and has the opportunity, because it is online, like you mentioned, to expand, to invite people from overseas to come participate. Ones that did a way better job of social distancing than us fuck-ups.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to embrace as best we can in this new world. And I am excited about the new opportunities that the remote stuff offers, and just trying to make the best of it, hopefully by us staying home and watching movies at home and obeying the rules and wearing our masks and not being total assholes, that we'll be able to return to theaters and watching films together in person sooner than later. But in the meantime, I don't want to lose that sense of community, and I don't want to not be able to connect with friends and fellow horror enthusiasts and movie watchers. We just got to do it differently, and hopefully it's a short-term thing, and we'll make the best of it and still make it fun and connect with each other until we can do it again in person.
Yeah, and one more thing too, before we start wrapping up. Clay Tarver, the co-writer of Joyride, can you talk a little bit about his career too?
Yeah, absolutely. So really, really excited to have Clay joining us for the live Q&A. So yes, he is the co-writer of Joyride with J.J. Abrams, probably a lesser known name you haven't heard of, but they co-wrote Joyride together, 2001. And obviously you kind of know where J.J. Abrams' career has gone. And Clay Tarver, though a little bit lesser name, he has had an amazingly prolific career doing tons of things. Pre-Joyride, he was actually guitarist of a band from the 90s from Matador Records called Chavez, kind of a lesser known, like indie rock, really dissonant guitar music. I kind of call it music for musicians. It may not be like the most accessible 90s. It's not like Smashing Pumpkins. You know, they were very, very math rock band, not very popular, not very well known, but he was a guitarist for Chavez, which is awesome. And then
like Pavement, maybe.
I wouldn't even call it that accessible. Check it out. Ride the Fader was probably their most well-received album. And again, they were on Matador, so a pretty decent indie label. But so after that, Clay, and he was in a band before that called Bullet La Volta out of New York that was more of a more punk hardcore band.
Nice.
And then after that, he went on actually to do, if you remember, I'm going to date how old I am, but he went on to write and create the Jimmy the Cab Driver shorts for MTV.
Okay, I remember those.
Starring Donald Logue, who went on to be a big actor. But they were funny and might catch a couple of those during the intermission. Sweet. So he went on to do some stuff with MTV, which then he met Mike Judge and created a relationship with Mike Judge over the years. And most recently, Clay Tarver has been a writer and executive producer on Silicon Valley for HBO. So that's pretty big name in that world. And also, you know, continued working with Mike Judge through the years. And then Clay most recently right now is in pre-production on his first directorial feature, which is a movie. Excuse me, I just want to look at my notes to make sure I say it right. It is called Vacation Friends, which will be a comedy starring John Cena.
Sweet. Yeah, that's cool.
So that's exciting.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Clay has a big movie that will be starting when the world resumes. But very excited to talk to him. Again, he's done a bunch of just cool, from music to comedy to writing to now directing, and has a lot of cool people that he's worked with, and really excited to hear him talk about Joyride. I don't think that a lot of people are knocking on his door to talk about Joyride. So he's very excited also to talk to us and take questions from the viewers.
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. That's so great. I'm glad he's able to join us then on Friday, and you know, and also, you know, thank you so much for curating this too and putting this together, because there's a lot of bells and whistles, you know, to put something like this together.
Absolutely, I'm excited. I love to do it, and you know, always excited to get outsider guests and weirdos to come talk to us. So it's my pleasure always.
Angela just chimed in, and she said, awesome. She loves John Cena. So I think she's looking forward to this.
He's a hunk.
Theresa, where can people go to sign up, and where's the best spot for the most pertinent information?
So if you're still on Facebook, I would say that is the first best place. You can go find Scream Screen on Facebook. There is an invite. The whole schedule is there. The YouTube link is there. Everything is there. The program, the whole shebang. If you're not on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram at scream.scream, and all the info is there in my stories and also on my page. You can also DM me if you prefer everything in an email. That is also great. I believe all the information is also on the Denver Film and See Film Center Facebook and Instagram pages. Nice. So between all those, hopefully you are on one of those things and can navigate it. But it's not as complex as it sounds. The main thing is just getting that YouTube link from Denver Film, and that will lead you down the whole path. Nice.
And for better use for with all those links and everything too, should everybody have things queued up and ready to go?
You know, I would. Again, Joyride is available to rent or buy on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Vudu, iTunes, Google Play. You know, just have your credit card info inputted so it's quick to buy it and pull the trigger or rent it. And then again, if you're joining for the Cars That Ate Paris, which I hope you are, doing the whole double feature, I would highly recommend doing that 14-day free trial if you're not a subscriber, and you can do that tonight or anytime before Friday. So it's all queued up either through your computer or your Roku, however you watch that stuff. And then we'll all be hitting play in theory at the same time to be in sync. And the YouTube is going to stay open so that chat function is available for people to talk shit and make jokes and just have that banter so we can chatter quietly while the movies are playing.
That's fantastic. Oh, geez. Now we're getting a bunch more comments coming in. Brett is remarking that toughest tongue twister for me is scream screen. Scream queen, scream squeen. Anyway, he just keeps going on. And then Angela's got a little factoid. I interviewed Joseph Kelly earlier this week. He's a filmmaker that Angela works with, and turns out Joseph is a stand-in for John Cena in the movie Bumblebee.
Awesome. That's a good little factoid. Good job, Angela. Thanks for sharing that.
So, Theresa, thanks so much for coming on and talking about your double feature. We can't wait to join you on Friday, July 31st. What time does everything get started?
6:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is when you should go to that YouTube link. And again, we'll have some trailers like in the theater, and I'll have a little intro. First movie is at 7 our time. And then, I get people are doing their thing, but you definitely don't want to miss the live Q&A with Clay Tarver at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Nice. That's wonderful. Thanks again for coming on and talking a little bit more about this. And we can't wait to join you on Friday.
Perfect, Daniel. Thank you. Thank you, Colorado Festival for Horror, for also being involved in this screening. Thank you to our sponsor, Cult Legacy. Go to cultlegacy.com for all of your horror apparel needs. They have a new collection launching this Tuesday, a new horror t-shirt and 3 enamel pins. So check that out on Tuesday. Cult Legacy on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you guys, Colorado Festival of Horror. Thank you, Denver Film and the C Film Center. Over and out. See you on Friday.
Roger Dodger. All right. Thanks again to Sumner Twins, our sponsor, in association with Mutiny Information Cafe. And for all those out there, we're Colorado Festival of Horror. This is COFOH Live Undead with Theresa Mercado from Scream Screen. Oh, I'm screwing it up too. Brett, you're right. Oh my gosh. Scream Screen.
Scream Screen. Just say it 100 times fast, you'll get it. You're good.
Yeah, eventually. With my limited tongue, oof, it's terrible. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Awesome.